Welcome to Elmwood Grove, a quiet town nestled between rolling hills and shadowy forests. But tonight, the silence was heavier, the usual warmth of the town chilled by something unseen, something sinister. Evan was a skeptic, a man of reason and logic, who dismissed tales of the supernatural as fanciful nonsense. When his friends dared him to spend the night in the abandoned Crestwood Asylum, he accepted without hesitation. It was just an old building, he told himself, crumbling bricks and peeling paint. Nothing more. The asylum loomed before him like a monolith of despair, its once grand facade now overrun with vines and decay. With a flashlight in hand and a determined stride, Evan pushed open the heavy oak doors. They groaned like a wounded animal, sending a shiver down his spine. Inside, the air was damp and thick with the scent of rot. Faded murals of serene landscapes adorned the walls, their beauty marred by time and neglect. The faint sound of dripping water echoed through the halls as he ventured deeper into the asylum. In the east wing, he found a room that seemed untouched. A child's bed, its frame rusted but intact, stood in the corner. On the mattress lay a single doll, its porcelain face cracked, one eye missing. As Evan picked it up, he felt a chill run down his arm, as though the doll itself were watching him. He set the doll down and turned to leave, but something caught his eye. A shadow on the far wall. It was faint, barely discernible, yet it moved independently of his own. He froze, heart pounding. Hello? His voice was steady, but the silence that followed was deafening. The shadow began to stretch, elongating unnaturally, its form contorting as though in agony. Evan's flashlight flickered, plunging him into darkness. When the light returned, the shadow was gone, but so was the doll. Panic surged through him as the temperature dropped sharply. Frost began to creep along the walls, and a low, guttural growl resonated from somewhere behind him. He turned, but the hallway was empty. Yet, the growl grew louder, closer, more insistent. Evan ran, his footsteps pounding against the cracked tiles. The halls twisted and turned in ways that defied logic, leading him in circles. The growl became a chorus of voices, whispering his name, taunting him, laughing. Evan scowled down at the ground in misery. He burst into the main hall, gasping for air, only to find himself face to face with the shadow. It loomed before him, towering, its edges flickering like a fire caught in the wind. From its center emerged a face, pale and gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to bore into his very soul. "Leave," it hissed, its voice a venomous blend of rage and despair. Evan didn't hesitate. He bolted through the open doors, not stopping until the asylum was a distant silhouette. He collapsed onto the ground, trembling, the voices still echoing faintly in his ears. When he returned home, he swore never to speak of what he had seen. But every night, as he lay in bed, the shadow appeared in the corners of his room, its hollow eyes watching, waiting. So Evan learned too late that some places aren't abandoned. They're left behind, cursed. Their horrors bound to follow those who dare trespass.